Hello, Leo. Welcome to your, I just lost my train of thought, your January 2017 love and general tarot card readings for Leo. Make sure my head's on straight while I do this. I know Leo's been kind of a challenge for me the past couple months. So I'm starting off today's readings with you, with super clear mind. So here we go, Leo. Let's focus on your love energies for January 2017. Your love messages. Messages meant for Leo in terms of love. January 2017. Okay, one more. Here we go, Leo. Actually, that top one was kind of slipping. Okay. Leo, love, January 2017. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Six of Wands, King of Wands reverse, Four of Pentacles reverse, Three of Wands, Nine of Wands, and Six of Pentacles. Interesting mixture of cards. We don't have any cups. One sword card, which isn't even the worst one, which is great. So, I mean, it's really about, you have a lot of wand energies and a lot of pentacles. And pentacles in love, to me, is really great because it represents the tangibility of these things. It represents the actuality of things. Now, just to, obviously, I'm on holiday, so I don't have my proper setup, so I'm just using my webcam. So it is going to be upside down or opposite. So I will try to hold up the cards as much as I can if I think about it while I'm doing the reading. So the fact that we have the Two of Pentacles in the center shows me that you are maybe having an issue or facing something in your love life that requires balance, okay? Or something that requires you to feel like you're compromising or to feel like you are, with the King of Wands in reverse, very clearly your energy, Leo. I don't like to see it in the reversal because it does show some form of weakness. And sometimes a compromise with a partner or a compromise in a relationship can mean kind of a lose-lose situation, where two people are kind of giving up something to meet in the middle, but yet you're still giving up something. And with the Four of Pentacles in the reversal, it does show an easing or letting go of whether it's a standard or a belief, or a goal or an ambition that you have. And I don't like seeing that mixed with the Three of Swords and the Six of Wands, because it's an even also Seven of Pentacles. It kind of has a negative connotation in that you are feeling a little bit of a sense of failure and or disappointment, okay, a little bit of sadness coming along with all of this. And because of a choice, I'm feeling as though your overall circumstances, love, whether it's a reconsideration that is this really the person you want to be with, or it's a reconsideration of things that you have going on in your own life, is this really the type of relationship that I want? Is this really the type of relationship that I can handle and sustain? And if you're totally single, you may feel like you are having to give up a part of your true self in order to achieve a relationship, which isn't really the best way to start a relationship, when you're automatically, out of the gate, molding yourself in a way just to have that relationship or just to keep that partner, to be something that you are not. All right, Leo is a very, very strong energy, and it's one of the things that we love about you, Leo. So when you are suppressing your true self, okay, when you're putting yourself, and honestly, I feel like you're putting yourself in the reversal position because of a desire or because of a need to keep a partner or to not have to fight about something, something that you might think is irrelevant, but it's important to them, or again, to get a partner if you're single and you want love. And this is not your true self, you know, and a King of Wands in reversal is someone who has a desire to explore and to be successful, who has a lot of ambition. But when you're pulling those energies back and you're pulling those characteristics back and you are preventing yourself from change, and wands, let's not forget, are signifiers of change and transformation, all right? Constant change in our life. And when you put a halt to that inner desire to evolve as a human being, it's false. And you feel as though you may be doing yourself a disservice, causing you some sadness, causing you even some resentment and regret. And again, not a healthy place for you to be. But in order to achieve balance in your relationship or in your life, you are having to give something up. And I think it is this giving something up, or this compromise, or this easing of something, something that you are letting go of. And I feel that it is something that is very important to you, because with this, you know, you're holding it very, very close to your chest. You're holding it under your feet. You're very protective of it. So why are you letting it go? If this is something that is important to you, why are you compromising? You know, a lot of times we can see people that have this as stubborn, but stubborn for a belief system is a good thing, I think. You know, it's people that are wavering on, well, do I actually believe it? You know, those are people that kind of rub us all the wrong way. It's like, well, do you believe it or not? And I think that you do. I think that this is something that you normally would stand up for. So what is it that is causing you to give in? I don't like seeing a King of Wands giving in, because there can be along, you know, down the road, pent up resentment. And it's all just for the sake of peace. Peace in your life, peace in your relationship. But it's going to bring you to a point of reconsideration and really thinking, and well, reconsideration, especially here, reconsideration of your choices. And maybe feeling like, okay, well, I did this, and now I'm feeling unhappy. Now I'm feeling like I did the wrong thing, or I didn't do myself a service because I was doing it for the sake of someone else. And your eye might start to wander. And I'm not saying you're going to go cheat on your partner. I'm not going to say you're going to leave your partner. But your heart, your eye, your shift of focus, you may decide to try, you know, to leave things behind you and to just move forward. But there is a part of you, I think, that will hang on to it. You know, I don't think that this is going to just go away. It's not something you can sweep under the rug or forget. I think this is actually important. Not big, not huge, not detrimental, right? I don't see huge relationship changing status or anything like that. But I think it's going to start festering inside of you, and you are going to start wanting more, start craving more, and yet you feel tied, you feel committed, you feel obligated. That's the word. You feel obligated to stay or to perform or to do certain things, which in a relationship is normal, right? Sometimes we want to be alone, and we just can't, because there's someone that loves us and we love them and we don't want to hurt them. So, you know, but I don't want to see the resentment building to being, to the point where you start blocking. Because you give in here, but because you're giving in, because you are compromising and meeting in the middle, you then say, okay, well, I don't want that to happen again because it didn't really work out in my own best interest. It wasn't really what I should have done. And so you kind of go on guard. You kind of go in protective mode. And it might be a little bit of an overreaction to the situation, an overreaction to what actually happened. Okay? The Six of Pentacles can mean so many different things, all right? I can see it as being someone giving too much. I can see it as the universe giving to you. I can see you as receiving. But in this context, okay, I'm kind of feeling like this giving in some way will pay back. That you will be compensated in a very real way. Maybe your partner says, you know what, I say he because it's a King of Wands, sorry, but he or she, they really went out on the limb for me. And it means a lot. So I'm going to do something for them. And, I think there's going to be recognition of what you did here. So I don't want to see you going into a dark hole of resentment and festering. Okay, it's very important for you to let this go. If you did compromise yourself in some way, don't go into protective mode, okay? And don't block people out, especially if you are in a relationship. If you are single and you are sort of compromising yourself and it's not working, it's not going to work, okay? You cannot change who you are. You cannot change your personality. We can change, right? I'm not saying we can't change, but I'm saying you shouldn't change your beliefs to mold yourself into something if you don't really believe those things, just for the sake of having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know what I mean? I hope that's clear. Because it won't pay back and you're going to resent that and you're going to revert back to your true self anyway. This is all just temporary. And once you revert back to your true self, then you will receive the reward. Then you will be compensated. Then the scales will be even. You have two, indicators of balance here. The scales here and the actual card of balance here. And I think you get a little out of balance, which is what kind of causes you to say, well, I'm going to look for other options or I'm going to try something else. But ultimately, you're still hanging on to your true self. You're still hanging on to your fiery, beautiful Leo self that we all love. And I just don't want to see you cutting people out or blocking people when there is reward in it for you. Okay, so let me pull out the final card. This one just popped out, the Magician. Okay, lovely. Lovely to have, and it's our only major arcana of the love spread. So technically kind of mild. Some of you may be a little bit more on the extreme side, but overall very mild reading. The Magician is about self-empowerment, right? And don't forget your true values. Don't forget those true passions. To me, the Magician is a very raw energy, all right? It means that initial spark. It's that initial reaction to something. It's our intuition. Well, I wouldn't say intuition. That's more, I guess, the High Priestess. It's more that it's like when you meet, it's that first impression, right? When you meet someone for that very first time and they maybe rub you the wrong way. And then you say, no, I need to give them the benefit of a doubt. I need to get to know them and da-da-da-da-da. So you do. And your initial rubbing of the wrong way was probably right. This is that initial moment, right? And I think that there's an initial reaction that's happening here that you might go against, that you might kind of try to contradict for the sake of keeping peace and balance in the relationship. But ultimately, this ends up being right, and that compromise that you're going through, I think it's not really going to be the best, just because it's two people that are meeting in the middle, so they're both giving up something in order to make the other person happy, but ultimately because they're not happy and you're not happy, there's really no happiness in the situation. But it will be peaceful. I don't see upheaval in your relationships or in your life, really. It's just a temporary glitch where you kind of get off balance and then you make it back. Okay? Okay. Leo, let's move on to your general reading. Sorry, I had to stop my camera there for just 1 second. Had to step away. Okay. General reading. And I don't have my other deck with me since I'm traveling, so I'm just going to place a second layer of the same deck. Okay, Leo, here we go. Okay. Ten of Swords in the center. It's not that bad, 10 is the end of the numbers, right? It goes ace through 10. 10 indicates completion. It indicates an end. And I think, excuse me, I mean, with the Lovers in the reverse here, the Lovers, I've said this before, many tarot readers interpret it differently. I often interpret this, especially in a more general reading, as that personal belief system, okay? And there's been a wedge placed in those beliefs. There's been an interference, if you will. And I think it gets you thinking. I think that the wedge being placed here is really what solidifies that belief in you. Now, that belief could be something so simple, like relationship-wise speaking, how someone should be treated when something happens. In a career, it should be getting credit for something that you deserve. It could be something very simple and very basic. And I think there's a part of you that really tries to just like get over it, but it bugs you, right? It just affected you. And because of this, there is that retraction of interest, okay, with the four of cups here. And the retraction of interest purely being just like, okay, well, if I have to exert this energy, or if I have to compromise in this area, then I'm just not interested. I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to participate in that particular scenario. And there's a practicality about you here, that you remain focused, okay? And I think that this pentacle, I don't know why, I'm kind of seeing it very similar to the one that this guy is holding here. Playing it close to the vest, something that you feel is worth protecting. And some of you might make changes in your life, okay? 8 of Wands coming out here. You might make changes because you don't like being in this position. You don't like being, kind of trapped outside, feeling left out, feeling like you've abandoned or been abandoned, something. And it's just a fight that you're just not really willing to fight. It's not something that you're willing to continue to put energy in. It's done, it's over, move on. Got a little fuzz here. It's done, it's over, move on. Let's just forget about it and erase and just go. Now, the Page of Cups, I love to see in a general reading because it is an indication of a message that you would like to hear, that you would like to receive. This could be someone extending an apology. If someone wronged you in some way, and sometimes things, depending on the planets, and I don't know exactly what's going on with the planets, but sometimes things just go wrong. And like when something goes wrong in one particular area, it kind of carries over, or there's like spillover into other areas of your life. And this can really work in career and finance and family, where things just like keep kind of pushing you and they keep kind of pushing your limits. Well, I think the message here is to really to stay strong, to stay stable, and to not make rash decisions and to think things through. Like I said, there's a period of reconsideration here to really reconsider yourself and your choices, and how do I really want to stand on this issue? How much do I want to stand up for myself? How much is it really worth the fight? Or do I just give up and let it go? Or and there's so many things to really think about. I like having the Queen of Cups at the end. I do feel that this actually might be the same person. So it could be your lover. It could be the one you're in a relationship with. It could be someone that you work with. It could be, it's just someone in your life. I kind of often see her as a more motherly figure as well. So maybe someone in the parental or, extended family, who probably will kind of bridge that gap, who will extend or offer some form of, like it's almost as like they're saying, you know what, I don't want to fight anymore. Let's figure this out. I don't like the tension that's going on here. I don't like how much you've retreated. I don't like that you're not really feeling like you can participate in this project anymore. I don't like that you are, I'm even kind of seeing a little bit of anxiousness here and almost like agitation. And it's purely because of this compromise, and you kind of are putting yourself out in the cold. So why are you doing this? I don't want to go through this anymore. I don't want to deal with this. You don't need to be protective. If there was an issue, let's resolve it, let's fix it, and let's move on. Let's move forward. Let's not dwell on the past. And I think this person really is the one that comes to you to really iron out the wrinkles, and that's all it is. It's just a wrinkle. It's not a big deal. I really don't see this as being a big deal. But again, if there was agitation in your relationship, that could carry over into work. And for some reason, I'm seeing something like you're not getting credit for what you deserve, or you're not receiving the recognition for the work that you've done or the success that you've had. You're not being financially compensated. You're not being the same, rewarded in that way. And this really could be a manager, if this speaks to something of you at work. They want you to be performing at your best. They want you to be in tip-top shape. They want you to be contributing to the company and the growth or the sales or the production or the success of the marketing or whatever area it is that you work in, success for the client. They want you to be at the top of your game. And if there was something that the company did, or something that a boss or a superior did to kind of agitate you and to make you feel like, oh, well, I can't fight back, or I shouldn't stand up for myself in this area, it will resolve. I'm happy that she came out at the end, because she is a peacemaker many times. She does like to see things, all queens, okay, they like to see things going easily, going well. And I think that queen energy will match your queen energy in a very amicable way, which is great. Okay. And the Empress, another major arcana coming out in the final outcome. And she is about, breathing life into things or situations where there was no life before. And I think there was a small death, okay, in your life, or just a small hiatus. And after this, she's going to bring you that Ace of Swords, all right? She's going to bring you that clarity and that new gumption, that new sense of like, okay, now I can move on, and there will be peace there. I don't see this as a specific person, more so just an energy, right? Venus, Mother Nature, she nurtures, she grows, and she harvests, right? Or she plants, she nurtures, and she harvests, right? The three cycles. And she is now prepared to take you from the 10 to the ace, to start the cycle all over. She's now planting seeds. So this is a little bit of a reset. All right. And if there is someone specifically that you might have had this issue with, this is a chance for you to kind of push the reboot button on your relationship. At work, it's kind of the chance for you to say and to express yourself to your employers and your coworkers and the people around you, and say, look at everything I've contributed. I deserve better. And they can reevaluate their treatment of you. They can reevaluate how they view you and how they compensate and reward you, because obviously something is off. There was just a miscommunication, and there was just a feeling of being taken advantage of a little bit. But all will be okay. All will be resolved. Again, a very mild reading, very few majors, very few reversals, and the ones that are reversed are the ones you want reversed anyway, for the most part. Maybe not the Lovers, but I think that that you will have a good chance for a fresh start, with someone specifically, okay, and to kind of get those wheels back in motion, okay? So thank you, Leo, so much. I wish you nothing but the best. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Bye.